Hello, everyone. Dr. Melissa Tranquille here. How are you doing? How is everyone doing? How was your weekend? And for those of you joining me live, welcome. For those of you joining me for the first time, a special welcome to you as well. If you're watching the replay, welcome as well. And for those of you joining me for the first time, I run MT Training Enterprises, and we offer a number of training and coaching services. And one of those services is where we work with clients and we show them how to build their coaching business. And I'm really excited because for the last few days, we've been running a series. It's the 7 steps to launching your online coaching business. So if you're completely new to the coaching industry, or if this is a strong desire that you've had for quite a while, then I will recommend that you just hop onto my profile on LinkedIn or go to my YouTube channel, MT Training Enterprises Limited, or simply go to the video section in the Coaches Rising Up Facebook community so you can access the past trainings from starting from step 1. It really goes in a chronological order and it gives you the basics that must be covered, right? It really simplifies everything for you because one of the things that I find with a lot of clients is that they have it so complicated in their minds, and it's really a simple process to launching and starting off your online coaching business. So, if you're joining me live, come in and say hello. And I'm really excited. Let's move right into step 5, right? So, from the last step, and from the time you've begun, right, fleshing out your first module. So, like I've mentioned, when you're starting your coaching business, when you've designed your coaching program, from the last step, you would have had an outline, the framework for your coaching program. You don't go developing all 12 modules or 8 modules or 6 modules, whatever it is. You don't go developing all those modules until you've made at least your first sale, right? So my recommendation is that you develop the first module or the first 2 modules. So whilst you're doing that, whilst you're fleshing out your modules, you're drafting up your client contract and you're preparing your first set of promotional material, you want to start putting yourself out there. It's time to be seen by your ideal client. You don't need to wait until your sales page is actually ready to start putting yourself out there. You don't need until you've written your sales copy or you've written all of your promotional emails to start putting yourself out there. Just start right away because from step 1 or step 2, I believe, when you would have had an understanding of the key problems, the key pain points for your ideal client, this gives you an indication of some of the teaching topics already that you can start to speak about and write about so that it appeals to your ideal client. So you don't need to till you have everything up and running to start putting yourself out there. So step 5 is about increasing your visibility so you could be seen as the expert. Now the truth is I won't be able to tell you everything that I know on this subject during this training. But what I can tell you is this. The key to be seen as an expert is to increase your visibility and gain authority. You need to be seen, right? So what I will recommend at this point is to get pen and paper and make a list of all the possible ways that you can gain visibility and demonstrate your expertise. And then when from looking at that list, you could prioritize your first top 2 and you start right away. So let me give you some things to consider. You want to increase your visibility. You want to gain visibility, be seen as an expert in your field. Like I said, you don't need to wait until your sales page is up. You don't need to wait until your website is up. You don't need to wait until you've written your promotional copy. Just get those topics that refer to the key pain points that your ideal client is struggling with, and start to write about it. So let me give you some of the ways you can gain visibility. Write a blog. You write a blog post, you start a blog on the different topics, the different pain points, the different issues that your ideal client is struggling with. Or you host some social media lives. So if you love being seen, then hop on one of those lives, whether it's Instagram live, whether it's Facebook live, whether it's live on Twitter. I think Twitter is chat, right? Whether it's live on LinkedIn, whether it's live on YouTube, whichever social media channel you choose, what's important is that the social media channel that you choose must be the channel where your ideal client hangs out. You don't want to be spending all of your time on a platform where your ideal client isn't, right? You're just wasting your time. So what's crucial is that the platforms that you choose must be clients where your ideal client typically hangs out. So host those social media lives if you love lives. Let me just put this in here, and I have a post coming out this week, and that post is talking about running a business your way. I see so many coaches where they're introverts and they don't really like live videos, and it's been a couple months and they haven't run not even their first video, or they're not showing up because they're an introvert. They're an introvert and they're afraid of being seen. They're afraid of coming out. They don't want the publicity. But what I want to stress here is that you starting your coaching business, do what you love. So if you find that you're actually highly skilled in writing, then show up in your writing. Let your content be written content. There's so much written content that you can produce, whether it's articles, whether it's blog posts, whether it's writing for other blogs. You could start your own blog, you could write for other blogs, you could publish different posts on social media, emailing to your list daily or regularly. There are so many ways that you can still show up and keep showing up with your written word if you don't really like being seen. And then you could do a live, whether it's once a month, you know, or once a week, you know. So my point is, it doesn't have to be a factor in keeping you back from getting out there and putting your business out there and beginning to be seen as the expert. You could also host webinars and master classes. And of course, the most important thing is at the end of the master class, you can promote your coaching program. But let's say your coaching program isn't quite ready yet. It isn't quite ready yet, but you're really, really keen on beginning to get out there. You could host a training masterclass. I have held just a training masterclass already. I've attended masterclasses that were just training masterclasses. There was nothing being promoted at the end. And because of the valuable content that you receive, or that these potential clients receive, they reach out to you afterwards and inquire about your coaching program or what do you have to offer to help them with the problem that they're struggling with. So again, this is to show you you don't need to have everything ready to begin to be seen. If you haven't fleshed out your coaching program, you could start and you could just hold a training masterclass. But here, what you're doing is that you're beginning to compile your list of subscribers so that you can have your list of subscribers, which are your potential clients that you can begin to write to regularly, keep them updated about what's going on in your business, and of course, inviting them to the various training and eventually giving them an opportunity to work with you. Other ways to be seen and gain visibility: attend a podcast. I've attended so many of them myself. Attend a summit, be a speaker at a summit. I've been a speaker at various summits and have hosted a summit myself. Be interviewed in other Facebook groups. This is a great way to gain visibility, especially if it's large Facebook groups, right? So you get an opportunity to be interviewed at in other Facebook groups. This gives you great visibility. Run a challenge. Even you can share other people's content. So depending on the niche you're in, you've seen a very interesting article that can provide great value to your followers. Share it. Share other people's content. You're still being seen. You're still showing up. You could write a book, of course, LinkedIn articles, and even manage your website. But let me say this right here. If you plan on managing a website, what's key again is, don't let the setting up of your website be the thing that holds you back from running your coaching business. Like I said before, you don't need to have everything ready. Even if you've just launched your website and there are two blog posts in there, don't get stressed out about the two blog posts on your website, and take the next 6 weeks or the next 2 months to compile a number of blog posts and prepare products to put on your website so you can be seen as an entrepreneur. That is a waste of time. You need to be spending time showing up. You need to be spending time being seen by your potential clients. You need to be spending time on getting those clients to work with. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes any sense. So, in a nutshell, increasing your visibility and gaining authority, what it requires you to do in a nutshell: Spend some time networking in other groups, networking on social media. Spend some time doing content marketing daily. So content marketing is you creating those the various materials to help others to learn more about your products or services. And your whole goal of content marketing really is to attract, retain, and engage your audience. That is why you're producing the videos. That's why you're hosting the live training and master classes. That's why you're writing the blog posts. You're using your content to attract your audience, retain them, and get them to engage and eventually become your subscriber and follower. And the last point I want to make in a nutshell on increasing your visibility and gaining authority is to really have a strong social media presence. We know social media is the thing right now, especially since the world has gone virtual due to COVID. Many people are working from home. Companies, everything is a lot. Most of it is done virtually now. People are working from home, so you really need to spend more time ramping up your social media presence. And again, like I've said before, if you don't like lives, you don't need to be doing 365 lives. I saw this ad on Facebook once, and this coach was selling 365 live video topics. And some people, due to how do you call that, due to, I forgot the term, just slipped my mind. Term just slipped my mind. This syndrome, I forgot, it just slipped my mind. Well, you easily persuaded on the next best thing, shiny object syndrome, the next best thing out there, seemingly, that you run and you buy these live videos, but you're someone really, you're introverted, and you have these 365 live video topics that you've purchased, you've paid £7 or £10 or £21 for, and it's sitting on your computer, on your hard drive collecting dust, but you're not doing the live video training. Don't be influenced by that shiny object syndrome. Do what it is you love doing. That's the most important thing. And that's the point I want to drive home about gaining visibility and increasing your authority as you launch your coaching business. The point I want to drive home is to do what you love doing. Show up where your ideal clients are hanging out. You love writing, show up more in your written content. Do your live videos once a week, once a month, whatever works for you. You love both? Do both. You love mostly lives? Show up live. Do your live videos. Post live trainings. And then, of course, you can repurpose that. You can sell it as a recorded product afterwards. You can add it to your membership. You can add it to the content for your clients, your library content. So there's so much that you can do. So the key to gaining visibility and gaining authority as you're launching your coaching business is to ensure that you're showing up in a number of ways. Look at the list. If you're a new coach watching today's training or watching the replay, look at the list and ask yourself, what can I start doing today? So you look at that list, you make a list, you prioritize and ask yourself, which of the top two can I start doing today? Maybe the top two is to try to solicit someone who has a large blog and see if you can write a blog post for their website. Or maybe it is seeking an opportunity to be interviewed in other Facebook groups. Or maybe it is just showing up more regularly in your own Facebook group. What is it that you can do today to increase your visibility, gain authority, and be seen as the expert? So that is step 5 today. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you for watching the replay. And I'll see you again tomorrow at 1:30 with step 6. Bye for now.